Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today we want to talk about something that really caught our attention. Why Las Compañías is one of the areas with the most urban problems in La Serena. The idea is to understand not just the what, but also the how and the why.
We choose this topic because an exceptional reason. One of us, Angelo, lives in Las Compañías. He is gonna tell us his experience day of day, things he do that keeps undercover. But when you look the arm together, make you question what it's going on really.
Exactly, and that's what motivates us. After listening to these stories, we thought, okay, but why is this happening? What's behind of all the situations? And that's when we began to investigate.
So, what we did was combine two things. We searched for official information on pages like the SII, data from the most recent census, and documents from the municipality. And we combined all that with Angelo's personal experience, which gives context to the data through daily occurrences.
And one of the first questions that came up was, how many people actually live in Las Compañías? Because we all know it's big, but not how big. It turned out La Serena has around 209,000 people, and more than 90,000 of them live in Las Compañías. So that's about 43% of the entire population.
Almost half of the whole city concentrated in just one sector, and that already gives you a clue about why so many urban problems show up.
The next logical question was, why do so many people live there? And we found out that Las Compañías grew spontaneously, almost without planning, on the edge of La Serena because there was such a high demand of housing. Many families arrived, built whatever they could, or settled in lots that weren't always regulated.
Right, it was like an explosive road, no control, no infrastructure, and the city couldn't keep up. And when that happens, problems show up quickly.
For example, one of the most visible issues is traffic. During rush hours, the main streets collapse. They literally can't handle the amount of cars. And it doesn't just affect drivers. Public transportation can keep up with the number of people who need it.
This happens in both directions, when people try to leave in the morning and when everyone comes back in the afternoon. It's a constant traffic jam. And on top of that, there's another problem, the lack of infrastructure. Many people have to travel to other areas because Las Compañías doesn't have all the service they need or just for work.
And then there's the issue of self-built housing. Since there wasn't regulation for the beginning, many families built however they could. This made housing more accessible for people with fewer resources, which a positive side, but also create vulnerable neighborhoods. And unfortunately, in areas like that, insecurity and crime tend to increase.
Although not everything is negative. With the increase in population, some inabilities have emerged to improve public space and strengthen safety. Some areas have been recovered, making them more dignified and help to build community ties.
Sure, but there's still a lot to be done, and that's why we came up with some proposals that could help improve the situation.
For example, improving public transportation so it truly meets the needs of the number of people who use it every day.
It will also be essential to create more infrastructure within the sector: health centers, schools, cultural space, basic service. That's why people won't have to travel so much to the center of La Serena.
Another important point is avoiding abandoned or low visibility areas since those places tend to become hotspots for insecurity.
And finally, defining and improving public spaces from the community. Well-designed, well-lit, and well-maintained places make a huge difference in quality of life and safety.
In summary, Las Compañías is a huge sector full of life but also full of change. Understanding how it developed and why it faced so many problems is essential to think about real solutions.
Thanks for joining us in this conversation, and we hope this analysis helps you all see the sector from a new perspective.
And we also hope it encourage people to reflect on how we can improve our cities from everyone.
See you in the next episode. Bye.